in, I'd like to say thank you, and we're going to get underway, but first I need to go live on Amazon Live. So I'm clicking the Amazon Live button and got my iPad to hand, and I'm waiting for a signal from Amazon Live on my iPad. We can only go live if we go live from iPhone or iPad. I chose an iPad, which you'll see down in the carousel during the course of this live broadcast, and I can go live on Amazon now, which means I can run back to the studio. Okay, switch my microphone off. Hello, and welcome to this live broadcast on Amazon Live. Okay, so we're underway and just waiting for people to join us on Amazon Live. If you're actually watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, you can comment live, which is good, and I can show your comments in the studio. I just need to make one adjustment. I've just gone decidedly fuzzy, which is not the effect that I was looking for. And I think I'm coming back to my normal self. Okay, so right, in today's broadcast, what we're actually looking at is mobile video. Now, in probably March 2021, I actually bought a gimbal, and I'm going to tell you all about the gimbal and all about broadcasting live from your mobile and also making recordings, and that's the main topic of today's show. Now, if you're watching an Amazon Live, down in the carousel you will find 37 items. The front end of that is the mobile equipment, and then that's followed by the desktop equipment, then that's followed by a whole range of articles that I use. 75% of what I use is actually down in the carousel. So if I go off here, and we can hide the video, the intro video, because we don't need that anymore, so that's gone. We can hide the card because you know this is lights, camera, action, and we've got the two cameras on screen, and I can just change the setup so that the both are side by side in the classic way. Okay, and just to confirm, I'll go there again. Hopefully go there again. This is live, anything can happen. Let's go. Right, okay. Just I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go full screen. Okay. I'm broadcasting from my BeLive studio, and I've got overlays that go over the screen. And when I went into my BeLive studio this morning, I always go for the first overlay because that's the one I want to use in the show. But the first overlay wasn't my overlay, it was this. So this is just a reminder that it is Valentine's Day on the 14th. And if you're broadcasting on BeLive, you do have a choice of Valentine's themes, which you can use in your Valentine's Day broadcast, all designed by the staff at BeLive. And there are 3 of them, and you can choose which one you want. Now, this is not too fussy for me. This works. Okay, so have a great Valentine's Day. Enjoy shopping on Amazon, looking for things. I found a Lego bouquet of flowers, which I'm most interested in. Angelica's not listening to this. Angelica's actually teaching at the moment, so she can't hear what I'm saying. So do you think I should buy real flowers, or should I buy something that's going to last forever? Okay, that's the way I'm looking at it. But just these overlays that I can show you at the moment, there's this one, and this one. If you've got a preference for first, second, or third overlay, then please do. If you're watching on Amazon.com, just type in the one that you actually prefer the most, and I will show it throughout the broadcast. This is quite good. This is quite a good one. And then this one. So we number them 1, 2, and 3. This is 3. That's 2, and that's 1. And if you like any of these overlays, then please do say. They do vary in style somewhat, but that's not what I was trying to do. I want to take that off. Okay, what I was trying to do was this. This is what I expected to happen this morning. I went to the overlays, went in, and I just wanted to press this button. Okay, this is the overlay I meant you to see. Okay, I'm broadcasting on BeLive. I work for BeLive, and I've been using BeLive since October 2016, 16th of October to be precise. I've done over 2,000 broadcasts there. So if you want to ask me any questions at all about live broadcasting, please do. Okay, next thing, top right-hand corner, unmute to listen. Okay, I've got stories about every product that's in the carousel, and if you unmute, you can actually hear my stories. The show is called Lights, Camera, Action, and I am broadcasting live from England, and happy and proud to be doing so today. And I'm grateful for you actually spending time with me on Amazon Live. And if you've got any questions, then please do ask. Now, the next thing is, I'm going to take that off now. I'm not going to put the Valentine's one back on unless somebody says, please put the Valentine's one back on. Okay, so today's show is about mobile video, and that's taking video. We all got a mobile phone, and we all sort of take video with our camera in the phone, but there are ways that you can actually improve the quality of the video that you take by getting a couple of pieces of kit from Amazon. And then you can go out and about and you can shoot semi-professional video, which you can put on YouTube. And the reason for doing this, there's 3 reasons. One, it's a personal record. When I go out and we go out and visit places in England, we do the grand tour. We have a walk around everywhere, and possibly a cup of tea and a scone or a scone, depending on where you come from in England. Scone, of course, has got jam and clotted cream, and we won't go into the question of whether you put the jam on first or the cream on first. If you've got opinions on that, then please do put them down in the comments on Amazon Live, and we'll see what people think. Okay, but then I get to go out and about after we've had the scones and tea, and I go and shoot my video. Now, the first thing is it's a personal record. We can look back at the videos months, if not years later, and remember the day. You know, taking photographs, great, you remember the day, but the thing is, you've got so many photographs. Yeah, the video gives a moving picture of the day. And I'm going to show you, first of all, what I'm talking about. Now, if you bear with me a moment, I will go and I will change cameras. Okay, so now I've got 2 cameras on screen. These are live cameras. I'll prove that to you by having 2 of me on screen. Okay, left-hand side is the Brio camera. Right-hand side is the Obsbot Tiny. The Obsbot Tiny is capable of moving. Okay, it's not a fixed camera. It can move about 270 degrees, and I'll come to that later in this broadcast. But the thing about that second camera is I can use that second camera. Hopefully it's changed. I can use that second camera to actually show my work surface live on Amazon Live. So this is a great demonstration tool. I've got 2 cameras in the studio. If you're looking at Logitech Brio, which is down in the carousel, if you want to scroll the carousel, you'll find Logitech Brio. It's the best low price camera that's available to us. And over here, we've got my desktop, which I'm going to turn towards now. Okay, now the reason that I've set it up is so that I can actually demonstrate product and talk to you at the same time. Okay, so I can turn to camera and talk, and I can turn to the work surface and talk. Okay, but my first item is this. Okay, now you already know what's in this box because the featured item down in the carousel is the HOM gimbal. Now, if you're going to do mobile video recording, you need a gimbal. And you need a gimbal. First of all, if you go recording mobile video and you can go in your own town or places you visit, if you hold the mobile phone in your hand, you're not concentrating on what you're filming. You're actually concentrating on not dropping the phone. Okay. The other second thing is, the major thing is that if you're holding the phone, when you go up and down, your camera goes up and down, and that makes it jumpy, and that makes it very difficult for people to actually watch the replay. Okay, when you're live, you could get away with it, but when you're actually doing a recording, you want the recording to be high quality. And what we're talking about now is creating high quality recordings just using your mobile phone, plus a few additions, which are less expensive than your mobile phone. So let's go over to the two cameras, and just so you know, the one on the right, I'm going to give it a name. Okay, no, that's not me. What's it say? Stephen Healy. I changed it earlier. Okay, right. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this is the carrying case, and this carrying case goes into my rucksack. Okay, it's very sturdy, and if I open and unzip the case, as I'm doing now, the case is now open, and I can take out, you can see that the gimbal is stored in the case. It's designed to take this gimbal. First thing is that inside you have this. I'm going to show you this on the big screen. Okay. Gimbal, I've just said, is for making mobile videos when you're out and about, but it's also for making videos when you are static. And when you're static, there is a three-legged, I'm just getting the legs right, there is a three-legged tripod that you can actually screw into the base of the gimbal, and that then gives it stability. You put it down on the table and you can record. Okay, that's the first thing you can do using a gimbal. You can have it static, you can have it on a tripod. Stage one. Okay, so recording in your office or at home, simple and straightforward. Back to the case though, and the case is down here. Okay, so I'm going to take the gimbal out of the case, and I'm carefully going to put the case out of the way over there on the desk. It's safe. So this gimbal, and let's go picture in picture here, not that way around. I'm going to shrink myself as well, because otherwise you see too much of me and not enough of the camera desktop. Okay, so I'm going to shrink in a minute. When I press apply, I will shrink. Okay, I've magically shrunk. Okay, so this is the gimbal, and it's lightweight. This is the HOM iSteady gimbal. It's lightweight. Okay, so it's easy to carry, and you can carry it like that, or you can carry it like that. Depends what you're shooting. Your phone, I'm just going to get hold of my phone. Okay, you take the case off your phone and then put it in the clamp. Okay, with, well, I don't need to say this, but basically when you put your phone in the clamp, put the camera at the top. Yeah, I know it's, well, let's just say put the camera at the top, and then the clamp holds the camera in place. Now this gets rid of one of the problems I talked about earlier, that if you're carrying an expensive iPhone, yeah, because this works with iPhone and with Android, if you're carrying an expensive iPhone, you don't want to drop it. Okay, if it's in a gimbal, you are less likely to drop it, and if you do drop it, it is protected because it's in the clamp. Now it's not, It's not 100% safe, but it is a lot safer than if you're actually carrying the phone. Okay, so you put your phone into the clamp, and then the only thing you need to do, and I'm going to go here. The only thing you need to do is push the button for record. Okay, well, to start the gimbal, and basically you should have it static, okay, because it calibrates itself. So don't hold the gimbal like that and switch it on. Have the gimbal on a static surface, and then press the on switch. There's a panel at the front of the gimbal which you've got control of, and you just press record. That's it. Now, as far as the gimbal is concerned, that's the easy way. Point and shoot, phone in, switch it on, and you're away, and you can actually then go filming. Okay, press the start button on your mobile phone to start recording, or there's another option which I'll talk about in a moment. But I'm going to put my phone out of the way because we don't need the phone. But if I can turn this round, okay, you can see now, hopefully there. Okay, perhaps go closer. There's the control panel. And the control panel allows you, whilst you're actually recording, you can zoom, you can pan left and right, you can tilt up and down. And I've just discovered from my good friend Krista Bowen that this particular gimbal will follow you. So if you put this on a tripod stand we saw earlier, then you can set everything up, and you can then start recording you walking around somewhere. Okay, that's it. Okay, all the controls are on that panel there. Bottom right is power on, and that's it. So simple and easy to set up and easy to use, and that's the first step in terms of using a gimbal. I mean, it's not, what I'm saying is that if you buy the gimbal down in the carousel, which is a home gimbal, I've got the Xyna as well, but I'm talking about the home because it's the one that I prefer. Okay, it's a personal preference. I use this to record video. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over here because I can show you. The thing is that I can show you this gimbal and say this gimbal is wonderful, but let's take that a stage further. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a video that I actually shot using the gimbal, and it's coming into the studio now. So this was shot in an English summer using the home gimbal, and we're going to look at the results you can get from actually using a gimbal. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to put the video full screen. Okay, no, the video, get off that, come back. Okay, I'm going to put the video full screen, and we're going to take a short walk in an English country garden. And say hello. But this castle, that didn't go quite according to plan. Just a moment. Let's try this one. Oh, that's blank. Things are not going well here. I'm going to come back on screen. I'm going to hide that. I'm going to come back on screen. That didn't work as it was supposed to. I've got to tell you that should have been a different video, because if I bring this on screen, it's actually blank, and we don't want that. So during an interlude later, I'll go and check out the right video, but for the moment I'm going to hide that. Let's hide that and hide that. Okay, so we're not going well. Hide. Okay, so we're back to picture in picture. We're going to have a take two, so you didn't see any of that. Okay, what I'm going to show you is a different video, And I'm just going through my selection of videos here, and I'm going to show you this video. So, okay, here's a different video, definitely shot using the home gimbal, which is down the carousel. Let's hope I can put this full screen. That worked. Okay, so let's go on a quick. Salisbury Cathedral was built in the 11th century. It is about 100 miles from London. It's an international place of pilgrimage, and it's also very important, as you'll find out, for one particular thing, which relates to, well, I'll let you find out. You'll know by the end of this. I'm not teasing. Walk around, and it is a great place to visit. It's something about Salisbury. And say hello to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Twitch. Hopefully I'm live on my website too as we take this walk around Salisbury Cathedral. This is going to be a short broadcast, but hopefully it's a successful one. I can't see your comments because I'm actually just following around the cloisters. Okay, now the plan is we'll walk around the four sides of the cloisters and try and avoid people. But Salisbury for centuries has been a place of pilgrimage, just in the same way that pilgrims in Spain go on pilgrimages. Then this is one of the places that people from Europe used to come and visit. We're about to go past a door in a moment, a very special door. So we head towards the end of the corridor, and this piece is closed off. There are gardens through that door. We can go out into the gardens, but we're coming up the third side of the cloisters. And if I go over here, then I can give you an idea of what he said standing up, what the cloisters actually look like. It is a beautiful sight. As I just pan round to the cathedral itself, and hopefully I can just climb down again. Okay, 1, 2, we're down. Okay, so now on our right, and it will be described in a moment on this poster here, this is the chapter house. And the chapter house, we can sort of look through the glass, but that's where there is one of the copies of the Magna Carta from 1215. And it's one of the original copies made at the time of the original. It's one of only 3 existing copies of the Magna Carta. And if you go through that doorway, then you can read and see the story of the Magna Carta. And then you can read the document itself, which of course is in Latin, which is where a Latin education comes in handy. And now we're going down the fourth side of the cloisters. Sorry for the wobble. I'm still here. Okay, right. Now, I've been joined by Efrahin, or otherwise known as Dr. Yellow, and he's saying, "This is amazing, Steve." Thank you very much. Okay, basically, as I say, we're actually, when we go out and we actually make these videos, we're recording history. Now, something like Salisbury Cathedral is going to stay the same year after year. I mean, it is a living cathedral, built in the 11th century. And people still come from all over the world to actually visit Salisbury Cathedral. And we can't film inside the cathedral, which is unfortunate. But we can film the exterior. And later in this broadcast, I hope to be able to bring you the exterior of the cathedral as well. So you've seen the cloisters. And church services are held weekly. And they do a darkness into light service in December. And of course, they do the Christmas service for our local radio station, BBC Radio Wiltshire. And these are magnificent occasions. And you can actually, if you are of the mind to, you can actually climb the tower. And I will show you the tower later. But the thing about that video is that it starred the gimbal, which you've seen now. It's out of sight. You don't the gimbal doesn't show in the video, okay, because your lens is on top of there, and that's basically what's doing the filming. It does keep it steady. You'll notice that video, there were movements, but there weren't nowhere near as many movements as if you've been holding your camera. Okay. Now, you notice in that video that I was actually doing, I'll go off solo, I was actually doing a voiceover. Okay. And if I go and just hide the video, hopefully I'll be able to find it later because I want to play another clip from it. I'm going to hide the video and go picture in picture. We've got the gimbal, okay, but I always do a voiceover when we visit somewhere. My thing is to do a narration so that when people are watching the video on YouTube, that video is on YouTube. In fact, there are 20 videos on YouTube. Not only can you watch the video, you can learn something of the history, and I hope to give you a feel of the place as well. So before I go filming, I do my research so I can give snippets of useful, not useless, useful information during the broadcast. But then I'm going to do that because down the carousel at the moment, you will see a lapel microphone. Basically, I'll put that down so you can still see it. But if I go over here, I've got another little case. Yes, it works. I can see it. Now, this little case, which you can see down the carousel as well, inside it, he said, that's the case. Inside the case is a lapel microphone. Now, I have no idea how a wire put inside a bag can tangle itself up in the way that this has done. But hopefully we will come out possibly. No, we don't have any knots. Okay. This is a lapel microphone and it has one job, and that's to record your voice. Now you use the clip, the alligator clip, to actually clip it to your clothing. In summer, it will be a t-shirt. In winter, it will be a sweater or a jacket. Okay, but you clip it. Now the thing is about lapel microphones, so called because they can go in the lapel on your garment, is that your body absorbs the noises around and picks up on your voice, so that the background noises are diminished and your voice is enhanced, so that when you're doing a recording, your voice comes out crystal clear. And if, as I'm doing, you're actually narrating a story, then people can actually hear you. And that's most important if you're actually going to give the video a second life by uploading the finished video to YouTube. Now, the other end of this tangled cable is an audio, and you just plug that into your phone. The sound on your phone, or the microphone on your phone, is cut out, and you're using the lapel microphone. So from a technical point of view, do you need to know anything? No. You just plug the microphone into your phone, and I'll do it live now just to show that even I can do it. And I'm just going to plug it in. Okay, that's it. This microphone is now connected to the phone, and it's cut out the mobile phone microphone, and it's going to use this. Attach it to my clothing. Okay, let's come back to me. Attach it to my clothing. That's it. That's the microphone setup. Okay, now I have found just a hint here, because I'm going to give you a couple of hints about mobile video. Thing is to actually attach the microphone before you put it in the gimbal. Yeah, attach the microphone. It's just easier. Okay, because when you're in the gimbal, you've got restricted space. The slot is actually, I wish I could show you, the slot is actually finishes up down there, which makes it difficult to actually get the audio cable in. So do plug the cable in before you put the phone in the gimbal. Take the case off the phone, put step by step, take the case off the phone, plug in your lapel microphone, which I've got down here somewhere. It seems to have fallen on the floor. Okay, then put your phone into the gimbal and you're good to go. Basically, you need the phone, you need the gimbal, and you definitely need the microphone. And over to Ephraim, and Ephraim is just saying the Samsung Note 10 has to have an adapter. It's good. Hello, Guy. Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. Point taken, guys. Samsung Note 10 has to have an adapter to get the 3.5mm plug to attach to the phone. Okay. There may. All right. I'm going to take it. There may be adapters involved. Okay. So be aware of that one. But for vast majority of phones, you can just take the audio lead and just plug it into your phone and find the hole in your phone. That's it, plugged in. Simple and straightforward to do. So let's summarize where we are now, and then we'll carry on. Okay, we have a gimbal. Okay, we have a long wire, and at the end of that wire, come here. All right, okay, at the end of that wire is the lapel microphone. Now, of course, once you've got the lapel microphone, it's not just for your phone. It will work anywhere. You could even plug it into your computer if you so wished. Because the thing to grasp here is that you are the soundproofing. Yeah. Lapel microphones work indoors and outdoors. There is no reason, because I'm going to come back here. I'm a trainer. I have courses on Udemy, all about live broadcasting, all about Be Live. And when I started doing the courses, you've got to meet very strict criteria. And the criteria are, you've got to have good quality video, which is why I've got the camera I've got now. And the second thing is you've got to have a good sound. Now, they gave two approaches to getting good sound. One is to soundproof your room, so it looks like it's got eggshell cartons all the way around. Yeah. The second way they suggested, if you want to do a course on Udemy, is to have a high quality lapel microphone. So I bought my first lapel microphone, just an opportunity to show it again. I bought my first lapel microphone to actually help do Udemy courses, because when you're wearing it, okay, it actually absorbs, it just works. I'd probably say it just works. And I used the lapel microphone to record all my courses on Udemy, and I went through all the quality controls that Udemy have, and the courses were accepted, and I've got about 14,000 students on Udemy, so they're happy too. So this has more than one use. If you buy it to work with your mobile phone, you can also use it if you want to go create Udemy courses, or you want to go live. It's even good. It's good enough for that. Okay. So I'm going to put that down. Okay. So in terms of kit that you actually need, I'm going to go here again. You've got the kit there. You've got the gimbal, you've got mobile phone, and you've got the cable. Okay. And the cable's down the carousel. The next thing you need is a portable charger. Right. A true story. I'm going to bring a video in a second when I can find it. Just a minute. Yes, I've got the video. So I'm going to show that. I've got it on screen. I'm going to just let me set up for a second. I'll be back in a second. Do I need that anymore? No, yes, I need that, but it's muted. Okay. Right. I've gone fuzzy. Whilst I've gone fuzzy, I'm going to go picture in picture again until I come back off the fuzziness part. Okay, I've now got 3 items on screen. You've got my second camera, you've got me. We've also got a video. Now, I'm going to hide my second camera. There is a story behind this video. This video is of Portsmouth Royal Naval Dockyards down in Portsmouth, obviously. And we've done the tour of the site, and Angelica said, right, okay, let's go and shoot the video. So we went to shoot the video, and I was walking around. Well, let's play the video and then I'll tell you the rest of the story. So you are about to visit Portsmouth Royal Naval Dockyards, shot using the home gimbal, and we're going to go on tour in Portsmouth. I'm going to switch my microphone off. Is first ironclad ship built in Great Britain, and it's steam powered, not sail powered, and we're just going to walk alongside to give you an idea of the size of this. Over there is a tower, 385 feet, I think. You can actually go up in a lift to the top, but we're concentrating on the shipping today as we're at the dockyards. Welcome to HMS Warrior, Her Majesty's ship Warrior, or His Majesty's ship as it was when it was commissioned. And this is just an amazing place. As I pan round, we're actually, the estuary is over there, and we have all the buildings on the right. As usual, I'm broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and my website, live from Portsmouth in England, as Angelica and I do our tour of Hampshire. Okay, so I'm trying to avoid people. And hello.
Are you going on board?
No, we're not.
No,
okay. I think you're not allowed to photograph on board, hence his question, which is a fair one. Today we're just taking a walk around the dockyards as opposed to touring the facilities. It's wonderful because you can actually get onto the dockyards for free, which is what we've done today, and you can walk around and you can film, and nobody's going to stop you. So I'm going to go as far as here and then turn around and watch Angelica coming towards us, and we'll turn around and head back because we don't know what's going to come next. We've just done this part, so Angelica's going to follow me as I turn around. Hey, come here! Right, okay. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and fast forward this video. Just a minute. Fast forward the video over to here, and probably let's go here. Hang on, I'm trying to get this right. That's it. Okay, I'm going to press play again, and I am here, but you're going to see HMS Victory. HMS Victory took part in the Battle of Waterloo, commanded by Admiral Nelson. It's being preserved at the Royal Naval Dockyards, and we're going to have a quick look at it, and I will be back. So let's press play. So we've not. As I say, this is the first time that we've seen this. So, Mary Rose Museum, HMS Victory, and refreshments. Okay, so let's find out a little bit more about what we're looking at. And it says here the conservation continues. In 2012, the National Museum of the Royal Navy and HMS Victory, so this is HMS Victory, which was Nelson's ship, embarked upon a £40 million 25-year programme of conservation to ensure the Victory is preserved for future generations. As a part of this process, visitors have a unique opportunity to see beneath Victory's skin. Shipwrights will use traditional, now we saw the school a moment ago, will use traditional skulls to replace the planking to keep rainwater out and keep the historic structure dry and free from rot. So that's it. That is, can you imagine sailing on that ship? Can you imagine going up to the crow's nest up there, having to climb that, as Angelica said earlier, in stormy seas? And you can see the cannon all lined up to fire against enemy ships, a broadside in battle. And the Nelson fought a famous victory, defeating the Spanish and the French, with Nelson in command. I feel like it's a bit of an anticlimax, my coming back on screen. Right, okay, that is Portsmouth Royal Naval Dockyard, and you've just seen HMS Victory, which was successful. They defeated the French and the Spanish at Battle of Waterloo. Yeah, okay. Now, Battle of Trafalgar. In terms of what happened next, this is the important bit, and this is probably my final tip today about mobile broadcasting. I filmed the victory, as you saw there, and you just actually watched the replay, so I was successful in that. But when I went round the corner of the victory to actually film the Murray Rose, okay, Murray Rose, a ship commissioned by Henry VIII, and unfortunately it sank with loss of life, and but it was recovered and brought to the Royal Naval Dockyards, and it's being restored to its former glory. And it's been through an adventure since it arrived there. There have been fires, but they are slowly but surely rebuilding the Murray Rose. And I was about to go round the victory to the Murray Rose when my phone image went, and then my sound went, and then my phone went entirely. The battery ran out. Now, that is something that I have learnt from, because the two things. One, I always now charge my phone the night before, fully charged. And the second thing is that I always take with me this unit. Now, I'm going to go back to 2 cameras. If I can find my second camera. Now, just a minute. Showing broadcast, take off, and we should be back now. And I'm going to hide the video. Okay, I'm going to put the gimbal on one side. So we've talked about the gimbal, which is down in the carousel. We've talked about the Lapel microphone. Yeah, okay. We've talked about having a mobile phone, but the other thing that we actually need is this. Now, this is down in the carousel at the moment, and it's a battery pack. Okay, you charge this, and then you can plug your cable in, and once you've got your cable in, you can use it and plug it into your mobile phone. So this gives you power when you're out and about. So I carry this in my rucksack, and it provides, if I have a problem again, if I forget to charge my phone, I can use this power charger, to actually continue filming, or just to recharge it. But this is not single purpose. There is another connection on here, and that connection, I'm going to put it there so you can actually see it. That connection recharges something else. So a power pack not only recharges your phone, I'm going to show you what else it recharges. It also recharges your Fitbit. Okay, now my Fitbit is an HR Inspire 2. It's now down in the carousel, and I'm going to recharge it in a second using the battery charger. Okay, this is another reason. Okay, now a Fitbit, you can charge it and it's good for 4 or 5 days, but you've got to remember to charge it. You do get a warning on your mobile phone to actually charge it, which is good and useful. But Fitbit has changed the way, well, it's changed my way of life, actually. I'll come back to that. I'm just going to show you quickly I don't need to, but I'm going to. Basically, you just put your Fitbit onto the charger, click, and that's it. My Fitbit is now charging. Okay, that's how easy it is to actually charge a Fitbit. Okay, so I'm going to put that down for a second and come back to me. So, mobile video with the HOEM iSteady gimbal, you can do semi-professional to professional videos just by getting the gimbal, lapel microphone, and a battery power pack. That's it. That's all you need. And then the world is literally your oyster. You can go out and you can take videos of your local town, of places you visit. And it's important because you're recording history. Very important. You're actually recording history. In fact, I'll show you a history video, possibly, if not today, later. I'm live. Oh, by the way, I'm live every weekday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern on Amazon Live, and you are invited to join me. Yeah. So that neatly brings us on to the Fitbit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Fitbit off the charger and explain to you, like the click sound it made. You won't have heard it because I've got a piece of software on my microphone. And over to Guy, and Guy is saying, does the external power charge the gimbal? Yes, you can use it. You plug your cable in and you can actually use it to charge the gimbal. Good question, Guy, and hopefully a good answer too. Okay. Okay, now this is a piece of equipment that basically has changed my life. This is a Fitbit. Now, just a word of explanation, Fitbit are owned by Google. So in terms of being a substantial company, you don't get much bigger than Google, and Google own Fitbit, which means that this has been integrated into Google Fit, but also has its own software. Now, when you get your Fitbit, okay, you can choose the color. This is the color that you, by default, this is the color you get. This is the strap you get. But you can get straps which are best described as fashion accessories. You can have any color you want. Well, within reason. Okay, so if you click the link in the carousel now for the Fitbit, you'll be shown all the different Fitbits that are available to you. Now, of course, when I'm out and about filming, I'm wearing my Fitbit. Yeah. So I'm doing steps, which means I'm getting exercise. And just take a comment from Guy, then I'll carry on with my monologue. And Guy's saying goodbye for now. Guy, thank you for joining us. Look forward to seeing you again soon. And Guy is in the States. He used to live in Walla Walla, but he's since moved. And one day I will remember. I remember Walla Walla. It's easy to remember. I need to be able to remember where Guy lives now. But he's a good friend, and we've known each other for 6 years, since the days of Blab. We've been involved in live broadcasting since 2016, really. Wow. There you go. Or was it 2015? We could be heading towards 7 years now. I know there was a Blab reunion last week, I think. Okay. The Fitbit is the gift of fitness. Okay. This helps me stay fit. Okay. I'm going to put it back on my wrist. Okay, that's how you can wear it. This is the Fitbit Inspire 2. It is part of the Fitbit ecosystem. Okay, having got your Fitbit and got it on your wrist, okay, you're tracking your steps. Now, 2,000 steps equals 1 mile. So for every mile you walk, you're actually doing 2,000 steps. Now, if you stayed at home and didn't go outside the front door, then you do between 1,500 and 2,000 steps. The advertising says that you should do 10,000 steps. Sorry to point. You should do 10,000 steps. That historically is an advertising slogan. Okay. 10,000 steps a day keeps you fit. Doing the steps, doing the walking does keep you fit. Now, at the beginning of this year, Angelica and I decided that we were going to walk every single day of 2022. We're allowed, of the 365 days, we're allowed 15 days where we can't do it. We're also allowed days off for if we're ill. Okay, so we have walked out of the last, what date are we today? 9th. Out of the last 40 days, I have walked 37 days. One day I was ill, and one day we just couldn't make it out because of our schedules. But we're trying to walk every single day, and that means that we'll stay fit. I tried to do 4 miles a day using the Fitbit, so 8,000 steps on my Fitbit. But this Fitbit, the physical Fitbit, is part of an ecosystem. First of all, once you've bought the Fitbit, that's it. There are no recurring charges on a Fitbit. That was a question I was asked last week. Once you bought it, it's yours until you buy a new one. Okay. When you've got your Fitbit, you go to fitbit.com and you register your device. That's the first thing. That gets the warranty sorted out. But fitbit.com, I've got a halo. The sun's shining. I'm going to play another video. I'm going to get rid of that hair though. I'm going to sit further up. No, I can't do that. Perhaps if I tilt the screen, change camera, do something. No, just ignore it. Okay. But when you join fitbit.com, register the warrant for the warranty, then you can join the community. Now, the Fitbit community is the most supportive community I have ever met. Of course, everybody's got a Fitbit. Everybody wants to stay fit. Everybody knows that if you walk, you'll be fitter. Okay. How much fitter is determined by who you are. Okay. But all I can say is, as a general principle, if you are able to go out for a walk each day, then you will be fitter for it. Okay. It gets away from the computer, gets you into the fresh air, even when there are obviously conditions when you wouldn't go out. But most days you can actually go out for a walk. And if you walk a mile, it will take you 20 minutes. If you walk 2 miles, it will take you 40 minutes. If you walk 3 miles, it will take you an hour. So you can do 3 miles an hour. The average walking pace is 3 miles an hour. Now, I looked this up last week, and it does vary. Your walking pace sort of increases from your teens to your 20s to your 30s to your 40s to your 50s. So walking pace, yeah. And then you get older and your walking pace goes down slightly. Okay. But on average, we can all walk 3 miles an hour, 6,000 steps, plus the steps that you've actually done around the house, plus the steps you've done at work. You're talking about doing 4 miles a day. And that's my target. It's 8,000 steps a day, 4 miles a day. And that keeps me fit. The reason I'm kept fit is not because the Fitbit is reminding me. It's because I'm part of a community on Fitbit.com. And there are 2 challenges you can take part in every single week. They're run by members for members. There's a weekday challenge, Monday through Friday, and a weekend challenge. Now, your walking pattern during the week is different to your walking pattern the weekend. It just is. Okay, I'm glad the sun's going down. It just is. But I take part in the challenges. Now, there are some people who are right at the top of the ladder in the challenges. And then there are some people at the bottom. I try to get sort of middle bottom. Okay. But it's all friendly. It's all supportive. If you go out for a 3-mile walk, people will know you've been for a 3-mile walk and they will cheer you on. If you've been out for a mile walk, if you've been out, people will cheer you on. And it's who does the most steps obviously wins, but everybody who actually takes part in a Fitbit.com challenge is a winner, because you're getting more exercise, because people are actually encouraging you to exercise. And exercise, and basically walking is one of the easiest things to do to keep fit. And that's why I enjoy walking. That's why I enjoy walking so much. I actually walk marathons. And if you excuse me a moment, I just want to go here. I'm going to bring this video back. Okay, bring the desk back. So whilst the desk is there, you can still hear me. But I want to come back now. Okay. I know, well, basically, okay, not often I get a chance to wear this. This is a medal, obviously, but this is a medal for walking the 26 miles, 385 yards between Avebury and Stonehenge. Okay, in one go. All right. So you start off early in the morning, you finish before dusk. Okay, you've got 10 hours to complete it because that's when the marshals disappear. And you're walking from Avebury, which is a stone circle. And I can actually show you Avebury. Just a minute. If I go to my camera and I go here, okay, Avebury stone circle. So that's where we start out. And Avebury stone circle is 4,500 years old and was built at the same time as Stonehenge, but it's not as famous. There is something peculiar to Avebury stone circle. It does celebrate the winter and summer solstice, but in addition to that, there's a village in the middle of it. There's actually a public house with the village. A whole village was built inside the stone circle in the 1700s and 1800s. Okay, but I'm showing you this medal for a particular reason. I couldn't have done this walk without my Fitbit. I wouldn't have been fit enough. I was able to put together a training program to actually walk, because if you're going to walk 26 miles, you've got to have had the training beforehand. Yeah. So I trained to walk the 26 miles, 385 yards, and I did it. And I've done it 7 times so far. I just enjoy doing it. It is man versus, well, it's man's frailty. And it's just the feeling you get when you actually get across the finish line is one of relief, sheer tiredness, but a sense of achievement. Because to actually, I mean, there's no way that I can actually run 26 miles, 385 yards, but I can walk it. And I'm looking forward, now that things are changing, I'm looking forward to doing another one of these, or similar. It has to be similar because we can't recreate anything. So take this off. Bragging moment over. So walking is important. Walking is a way to keep fit. This is my 4th Fitbit. Basically, this is my way of keeping fit. If you buy a Fitbit for yourself, excellent move. If you buy a Fitbit, I'm going to use this again. If you buy a Fitbit, no, I prefer this one. I told you I'd show you again. If you buy a Fitbit for your Valentine, then you give him the gift of good health. Okay, so Fitbit, to my mind, is the healthiest gift that you can give. It will last at least 2 years. I know that from my own use of it, but it probably lasts a lot longer than that. You can choose the color of the strap. You can choose the model. Now, I'm going to upgrade later this year. And before I'm going to upgrade, I'll tell you which Fitbit I've chosen and why. And then I'll stop you talking about this. Well, I'll talk about this Fitbit, but I'll have a new Fitbit to talk about as well. Okay, now just going back to the iPad. Okay, I just need to click that. Okay, so thank you for watching me live on Amazon Live. I'm just going to take that off. Okay, but that's just to say that the Fitbit is an ideal Valentine's present. Okay, so I need to set it off, don't I? I mean, it's not Valentine's Day yet, so let's go back without that. I could do a whole show with the Valentine's on, but not do that. So this is lights, camera, action. Action as in doing things, and you are watching. Do enjoy your company. I feel grateful to actually broadcast on Amazon Live. And I just want to say thank you for watching. If you have If you have any questions about anything that's in the carousel, then please do ask. Okay. And the next thing I'm going to talk about is this. Okay. It's a wall. Okay. No, that's not what I'm going to talk about. I'm actually going to talk about the Obspot Tiny, which is a camera, which is down in the carousel. And it's my second camera. And I love the camera. It's so much fun. And I'm going to show you why the Obspot is so much fun. First of all, better describe it to you. The Obspot Tiny is a PTZ camera. Pan, tilt, zoom. Okay, that's what it does. PTZ, pan, tilt, and zoom. Okay, the Obspot is down in the carousel at the moment. I just want to check this. I want to read it properly. It's down in the carousel, $199. Okay. When I tell you that Logitech Brio is not much cheaper, you're going to think, well, which do I get? And that's the purpose of this, to actually compare this with the Brio. You're watching Logitech Brio now, okay? But we're now going to go to the PTZ camera and we'll show what a PTZ can actually do. Now I'm using this, that wall's interesting. Let's come back to me. Okay. This is the PTZ camera. Okay, and I'm looking at the camera now, and it's up on the top of my BenQ monitor, and it's got a slightly different picture. The picture on a Brio is slightly oversaturated. The picture on the Obspot is truer to life. Okay, my green screen does look that green. The wall does look that color. The chess set glimmers whatever light it's in. Chess is a wonderful game. This is the Obspot. The Obspot, if you think about the Brio, just a minute. If you think about the Brio, it's up on my BenQ monitor and it's got a field of vision. It's looking directly at me. And I can go 65 degrees, 78 degrees, and 90 degrees. The camera is fixed. Yeah. With the Obspot, the camera is not fixed. It's on a gimbal. And I'll show you what I mean. Okay, first of all, I can go to different locations. If I press that button and that button, this is the camera that's been looking at the desktop at the preset location. And just to prove it's live, I'm going to move the battery charger about. It's also focused on me. It also focuses on the picture of Avery, which is on the wall. So, a PTZ camera with, see, straight zoom around the room. So it's gone around the room. Now we're back to me. This camera, however, has artificial intelligence built into it. Now, this is the fun bit. This is the bit that I actually, why I love this camera so much, is it's not a static camera. And hopefully, if I move, yes, okay, we're good. I'm just doing a test first before I tell you about this. The thing about a PTZ camera is, well, this PTZ camera, which is the Obspot Tiny, which is down in the carousel, is this. Are you ready? Okay. Can you still see me? Yeah. Okay. With the Obspot Tiny, and this is the brilliance of it, it can actually track you. And as you move around the room, the Obspot camera moves with you. It's on a 2-axis gimbal. Okay. So it can go laterally and it can go vertically. And that's, I move around my office. I just want to move something off screen so I can see where I am. And it is following everything I do. Yeah, I don't mind having fun with this because I think this is absolutely brilliant. It's tracking me as I move about the room. Now, it would track you about, well, it would track you in the gym. It will track you anywhere. You can take it anywhere. Okay. And the thing is that as you move, the camera moves with you. Okay. And I can go right over here in front of the door, okay, and I can come, oh, this is, and I can show you this, okay. This is down the carousel, and I can show you this because I'm stood up. I couldn't actually show you this if I was sat down. This is an iPad stand that's down in the carousel. I'm just going to move to one side of it. This is an iPad stand. It's down in the carousel. It extends to 5'6", yeah, and it basically, your iPad fits in the clamp there, okay, and you can then use your iPad and you can broadcast from your iPad whilst you're stood up with it in front of you and you're on camera. And that's the brilliance of this stand, okay. It means that you can broadcast from your iPad. It's built specifically for the iPad. It's absolutely magical, okay. So I just put my iPad in here. I can go outside because we're on Wi-Fi, and I can just stand up and talk against the backdrop of the garden using my lapel microphone, which we spoke about earlier. And I can broadcast from my iPad. Okay, so that's that. And I couldn't show you that sat down because it's taller than me when I'm sat down. But the other spot is actually tracking me around the room. And there's some little tricks I've come up with. If I go down like that, then it recenters itself. Now think about the OBSpot. When you're on camera, okay, I put my hands up and you watch it move. When you're on camera, what you need to have is headspace, space above your head. Okay, if you're not framed correctly, it looks wrong. Just as we expect there to be a space above everybody's head. Okay, so we have a sense of perspective. We are more comfortable. If I'll show you in a minute when I'm sat down. If I was right up against the screen, it would be disconcerting. So the other spot is actually making sure automatically I have headroom. Okay. The other thing, as I say, is it's actually allowing me the freedom of being able to move about. And I could walk closer to the camera. I can walk over here. I can walk over here. And not going to do it now. It has a mode where it can track you running. Okay. So it's OBSpot Ptz pan, tilt and zoom with a dual axis gimbal, and it will follow you because of the technology built into this. It will follow you around. Now I'm going to sit down again, okay, because I've already demonstrated the one of the things I couldn't demonstrate when I was sat down, which was the iPad stand. Now what's going to happen here is that I'm going to sit down and you're going to say the camera's lost you. Well, yeah, but if I press that button, the camera's found me again. Okay, so that's why I love the OBSpot Ptz camera. That's why I bought the OBSpot Ptz camera. I've only had it for 2 weeks. I've never had so much fun with a camera, and it does enable me to present, and the headroom, yeah, is taken care of. I cannot, if I get closer to the screen, then it should, if I've got the settings right. I'm still learning. You know, you get a new piece of kit and you're still learning about it. Well, I'm sold on the OBSpot. Now, the OBSpot is 1080p and 720p. I'm broadcasting out to you in 720p now. Okay, P relates to pixels. It's the number of pixels that are actually in the video. The higher the number, the greater the clarity of the picture. Okay, so you've got 720, 1080, and somewhere up there 4K. Okay, now 4K is the best we can get. We can't broadcast at 4K. I'm broadcasting to you today at 720, but you can film in 4K, and if you film in 4K, then you're getting the best quality that is available to man and woman at the moment. The OBSpot that I'm using, the OBSpot Tiny down in the carousel, is 1080p and 720p. There is a new OBSpot, and it's called the OBSpot 4K, and it's called the 4K because it is a 4K camera. Incredible. But the other thing that the 4K has is it's got a 4x zoom. Now I've got on the OBSpot Tiny, there's a 2x zoom. So when you go, if you click on the OBSpot in the carousel and you go to the page, you'll see a link to the OBSBot 4K. Do take a look at it. Yeah. There are a lot of reviews for the Ptz camera, a lot of reviews for this Ptz Tiny, but in terms of the 4K is a new camera. There aren't that many people got it. There aren't that many reviews of it. But I will say that after all the fun I'm having with this camera, that I am actually going to get the Ptz 4K as well later in the year, because it's just a revelation as to what it can do. Okay, so that's the OBSBot 4K, and this is quite possibly the best static camera there is. This is the Logitech Brio 4, and Logitech Brio is capable of 720, 1080 and 4K. I'm on 720, as you know now. I could equally well be on 1080 or 4K, but I couldn't be on 4K because we can't broadcast in 4K. We don't have the internet infrastructure to broadcast in 4K. It's not technically possible. So you've got to think about 720, 1080. If you want 4K, you can record it locally, and then you can put it on a website and get people to go and watch it in 4K. But we can't broadcast at that resolution. We don't have the technology to do it. Okay, now, whilst you're watching me, I do want to say thank you for watching me. Just let me go over here. And I'm going to go like this. And you've got two of me now. That's not good, is it? Just a second. Just a second. Technical difficulties. Just a minute. You've got two of me. No. I want to go there. Okay. To save. Right. So you can now compare. On the left is Logitech Brio. On the right is the OBSBot. The picture you see on the right hand side is more nearer what I see in real life. Okay, the picture for the Brio is oversaturated, but I've been using the Brio camera now for 18 months and I've got so used to it. I've got two cameras, but I've got the one microphone, and this is important. I'll just explain why I can do this. What I want to do is go here and hopefully press the right button now. Just go down a bit, go there. Okay. I'm broadcasting on BeLive. be.live is all you need to put into your browser. You need to unmute to hear my stories. This is Lights, Camera, Action, and I'm live from England. Yep. Okay. What I'm going to do is with the OBSBot, I'm going to put the OBSBot over there. Okay, so you're now back to one of me. Sorry about that. Right, but you can have two cameras on screen. Two cameras, one microphone. Yeah, so you don't get any feedback, and it works well. And it means that if I take, this is my iPad, okay, which I need to actually broadcast live on Amazon Live. If you want to, right, okay, this is an offer. If you're watching me now, thank you. But if you're saying to yourself, I could do that, I've got news for you. Just let me do this. Just want to take that off. Okay. I have news for you. If you're watching me now and you're thinking, I could do that, I've got news for you. You can. You can do this. You can actually be on Amazon Live, providing you qualify to be on Amazon Live. You need to be an influencer. Okay. The first step, I'm just going to talk about this for a minute whilst you're listening. You probably wondered how we actually get here. How do broadcasters actually get on Amazon Live? Yeah. Well, Amazon decide. Okay. So Amazon Live, okay, is where we are now. And Amazon Live is independent broadcasters. We do not work for Amazon. We are independent broadcasters from around the world broadcasting live on Amazon. And we're all grateful for the opportunity to do so. Now, when you watch us, if you buy something, we may earn a small commission. That's one of the reasons we do it. But if you want to broadcast on Amazon Live, your first step is to become an Amazon influencer. Now, if you type into Google search Amazon influencer, then you'll get the application form. Now, to qualify for that, Amazon don't tell you what you need to do. I'm going to give you an inkling, okay, because I don't know. But what I do know is this: you need to be an influencer, okay, which means that you need to be in a position where you have sufficient followers that people will listen to what you say. Okay. Now, during the course of today's broadcast, just to make the point, if you already go live and you get people actually commenting on your broadcasts, you're on your way to becoming an influencer. Okay. You need a following. You need a following on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Now that changes, but if you type in Amazon influencer in the Google search engine, you'll be taken off and you can apply. If you apply, you'll get your own storefront on Amazon. Okay. You can then apply to be an Amazon Rising Star. Now, this is your apprenticeship on Amazon Live. This is where Amazon appraise you. You have to go live for 90 minutes, and you can go live 190 minutes, 330 minutes. Whatever you do, you have to go live for 90 minutes in total, and then you can apply to be an Amazon insider. Okay, and that's what I am. And that's what everybody, well, there are exceptions. There are people who are higher than that. But Amazon insiders are the people you're actually watching broadcasting in Amazon Live. They've been through this process. You qualify because you have a following. You then do your apprenticeship in the Rising Star. During this time, Amazon are looking at the videos you do on Amazon Live. They won't send you any viewers. You've got to bring your own. Yeah. They then can evaluate whether you do have a following, and they can also evaluate how well you appear on the live video. Okay. Now, if you've been doing live video for a while, you shouldn't have a problem with that. If you then do your 90 minutes, you can apply to be an Amazon insider, and that's the routine. So, influencer, rising star, Amazon insider. And if you want any help in doing that, and the help is free, then please do let me know, and I'll point you in the right direction. If you search for me, and let me try and get my name on screen. If you search for me, Stephen Healy, then just get in contact with me. You'll find me, well, you find me everywhere, really. And if you want any help in actually doing this yourself, then just let me know. I mean, since I started doing this back in August 2021, I've met so many people, because there is a community of Amazon Live broadcasters who all support each other and help each other. First of all, I enjoy doing this. I enjoy your company. I want to thank you for being with me today. I also do this because I get affiliate commission, and it's the only place you can get affiliate commission. I'm going to be honest there. But it's a blast because I enjoy putting the broadcast together. I enjoy getting the videos together. I enjoy doing the overviews. And that's why I go live here 9 AM Eastern every weekday for your company. And if you want any advice at all, then please do comment whilst I'm live. I'll do my best to answer questions. If I can't, then I know somebody who does. I've been broadcasting live for 6 years. I met a lot of people who know a lot of stuff, and we're here to actually share it with you. Okay, it's been my pleasure today to talk with you on Amazon Live. I want to thank you for spending part of your day with me. I want to say enjoy the rest of your day. I hope to see you again later in the week. So from Wiltshire in England, just a minute. Okay, just let me do this. It's that one. Okay, this has been Lights, Camera, Action. And if I take that off and say you are watching Stephen Healy live from Wiltshire in England, and don't forget to go out and buy those Valentine gifts before the 14th. Okay, take care, have fun, goodbye for now.